Welcome back to Voices from the Realm. Night has settled over the realm, and beneath a sky scattered with stars, the warm glow of lantern light spills from the windows of the Wandering Wyvern Tavern. The cheerful roar of conversation and laughter drifts into cool evening air, inviting weary travelers to step inside. As you push open the familiar creaky oak door, a wave of warmth greets you. The rich aroma of roasted meat, fresh bread, and spiced cider mingles with the scent of old timber and crackling hearth fires. Every table on the first floor is occupied tonight. Adventurers exchange tales of fighting great beasts and escaping mysterious dungeons. Merchants celebrate successful journeys, and bards weave lively melodies that compete with the constant chorus of mugs clinking together. Finding no empty seat below, you make your way up the wide wooden staircase. The sounds of merriment only grow louder. The second floor is every bit as lively as the first. In one corner, a group of halflings erupt in cheers as a dart strikes the target dead center. Nearby, a pair of elves quietly study a hand of cards, each convinced they're holding a winning hand. At another table, a circle of travelers crowd around a spirited game of dice, groaning and laughing with every roll. Then, a thunderous slam echoes across the room. A crowd has gathered around a sturdy oak table where a broad-shouldered warforged sits locked in an intense arm wrestling match. Across from the construct, you see a dwarven man with long red hair spilling out from underneath a black bandana, a bushy, braided beard with golden clasps at the end, black trousers and boots, and some sort of metallic belt or girdle around their midsection. You notice his muscles strain, the determination in his eyes refusing to waver, and the surrounding patrons leaning in, eagerly waiting to see who will break first. With one final surge of strength, the contest comes to an end. The room erupts with cheers, laughter, and the clatter of mugs raised high in celebration. The crowd begins to disperse. The victor catches your eye. A warm grin spreads across their face as they gesture towards the empty chair across the table. You hear them say, "Come on over. I've got a story worth sharing, and after a match like that, I've earned myself a listener." You walk on over and take a seat as the man begins to speak. "My name is Granite Stoneheart. I hail from Anvil's Deep Mountain. This tale I'm about to share with you is 100% true. One day, my companions, Stacy, Tippy, Nicey, and I were teleported to another plane by a hooded figure going by the name Kiari. It was very strange. The plane we were teleported to looked very much like this one, but it was very desolate. The only thing we could see was a tall tower off in the distance, and Kiari was nowhere in sight. The four of us headed towards the tower and ended up finding a town where there were actual people, but none there could see the tower standing before them. It was almost as if they were under some sort of spell. Or perhaps it was us who was under a spell. Eventually, Kiari revealed themselves and told us her master was waiting for us in the tower. To gain entrance to the tower, we would need to head in through special doors. The four doors Kiari pointed at all looked different in our eyes. One door, to me, looked like it was made of stone with quartz crystals protruding out. Stacy saw a golden door. Tippy saw one with musical notes and strings. And Nicey saw one with gears and clocks. Needless to say, we each entered the door that we felt most represented us. When I entered through my door, I was back home in Anvil's Deep Mountain. Before me were pipes leaking with poisonous gas. Once I saw the puzzle that lay before me, that's when I saw it. The green dragon attacking my home. Dwarves are coughing up blood and trying to protect their home by fighting off the dragon. As I reached for Oathcleaver, my great axe, a hooded figure caught my eye. It was Kiari. She said she brought the green dragon here to destroy my home. I rushed towards her with my axe in hand, and everything warped around me as I ended up in another part of the tower alongside my companions. It seemed each of us saw something terrible that was caused by Kiari. We prepared for a battle when suddenly she revealed herself to be a succubus. Her appearance alone made my other companions not wanting to fight. Don't get me wrong, she was pretty, but she didn't have a beard, and was nowhere in the same league as this beautiful dwarf I befriended just days earlier named a Weebo Marblebraid. Now that dwarf was a 10. But like most of our adventures together, somehow Stacy and Nicey were fighting over the succubus's attention. They learned that she was a prisoner of her master's, and through some sheer dumb luck, or a natural 20 as Nicey likes to call it, they convinced the succubus to join our side, and broke the hold her master had on her. You see Granite taking a large swig of his ale before he gets up out of his seat. He continues to say, smiling at you, We found her master and took him out, and we were able to return home safely. You've been a great listener, and I appreciate it. Here is some of the finest salt in all the realm. Granite leaves you with a salt packet with one of 32 different flavors of Anvil's deep mountain salt. I think I better head out and get some rest. You never know what adventure awaits across the horizon. Granite gives you a predator handshake, descends down the wooden staircase, and out the creaky door of the Wandering Wyvern Tavern, leaving only their story behind. Thank you for joining me for another Voices from the Realm. Until next time, keep creating your own legends.
Gather close and fill your mugs. I'll sing you of Sir Bran, a rusty helm, a borrowed horse, the bravest foolish man. He heard a maiden yonder hills, by talons kept in chain. He swore an oath on spilled out ale, he'd bring her home again. Raise your cups for the knight and the maiden, for the promise he swore in the flame. He was battered, he was shaken, but he never broke her name. Sing hey for the knight and the maiden, for the wild and the weary and brave. If you can't outrun the dragon, you can still outrun your shame. Hey! He climbed the cliffs of broken bone, past shields the fire had bent. The cavern breathed a bitter smoke like ovens long unkempt. The dragon curled on hills of steel, its eye a burning coal. The maid sat calm upon a crate with bread and salted roll. Raise your cups for the knight and the maiden, for the promise he swore in the flame. He was battered, he was shaken, but he never broke her name. Sing hey for the knight and the maiden, for the wild and the weary and brave. If you can't outrun the dragon, you can still outrun your shame. Hey! Fair lady, flee, the knight cried out. I'll clash this beast till dawn. She sighed, you're late, it likes my songs, and I've put fresh tea on. The dragon blinked, then softly yawned. Its smoke curled like a veil. It said, Sir Bran, just take her home, she drinks my finest ale. Raise your cups for the knight and the maiden, for the bargain struck in flame. He was humbled, she was laughing, still he walked her home the same. Sing hey for the knight and the maiden, for the foolish and stubborn and brave. If love won't slay the dragon, it can still teach hearts to change. Hey!